Welcome to the fifth topic in the series OBIEE for End Users. In this session, we will teach you how to use the Oracle Smartview Excel add-in to create and run Oracle BI reports directly into Excel. The reports we will be creating in this training are based on the MeasureIT Analytics data model for Oracle E-Business Suite that was pre-built for Oracle BI. This is also the same data model used in our prior training sessions for creating reports and dashboards. One thing I want you to notice here is that in Oracle BI, you can use the same data model for everything you do, whether it's creating reports in Oracle BI, creating dashboards, and now we're creating Smartview reporting directly into Excel, and eventually we'll also create data visualizations with the brand new DV tool that Oracle's created. The key thing is that no matter the user in your company, everybody's using the exact same data model and should get the exact same answer no matter how they're consuming data from Oracle BI. If you've watched the first 4 parts in this training series, you should be familiar with navigating and creating reports and dashboards in Oracle BI. In this training, we'll be doing the same thing. We'll just be doing it through the Excel Smartview add-in, so your interface will be Microsoft Excel instead of the Oracle BI front end. So let's get started. After you have the Smartview add-in installed, when you log into Excel, you will see Smartview and Oracle BIEE at the top of your file menu in Excel. When you click on one of them, in this case we've clicked on Smartview, you will see the Smartview ribbon appear with the different options and features for this application. In this case, I've also pre-clicked on the panel option in the Smartview ribbon, which gives me the panel across the right hand side of the screen, which is where you will perform most of your reporting activities with Smartview. The first time you log into Smartview, you will need to create a connection to Oracle BI. After clicking on the panel option in the ribbon, which we've already done, you need to go into the panel section on the right hand of the screen and click on the little drop down arrow for private connection. Select the Oracle BIEE option. In this dialog, copy the URL to your instance, which is a bit tricky, so you might need to get this from IT, and then click the next button. Log in with your username and password and hit connect. Enter a unique name to identify this connection. Your new connection should now appear in the Smartview panel to the right. To open this connection and get started, just click on it and then click the connect button at the bottom of the screen. Enter your username and password and then choose connect. You can't tell yet, but what you're looking at on the right hand side of the screen is the catalog of reports that have been built within Oracle BI. If you click on the plus sign next to the OBIEE 12C connection, it will open the catalog folder. So click on that and begin drilling down into a reports folder. Now that we've drilled down into the Smartview GL demo reports folder, you can see there's 4 reports in this folder that will be used in a single refreshable spreadsheet, which we will detail a little bit more on the next slide. Before we get started, let's take a quick look at the final product and what we want to accomplish in this training session. The reporting goal here is to take the 4 reports that we just looked at in the folder, put them on one per Excel worksheet, and make them so they are refreshable monthly. The topic of this data is monthly budget to actuals, with drill down to the subledger expense details, and then the consumer for this report is expected to be someone who is a cost center owner, i.e. a budget manager in a corporation. Within the My Folders area, I've created a folder for Smartview GL demo reports, and within that you'll see 4 different reports: actual versus budget, expense trends, GL journal details, and payables expense details. These 4 reports are the ones we will use for this demo. Let's start with actual versus budget. The actual versus budget report has 2 views, a table view and a pivot table view. For this demo, let's use the table view. So to do that, click on Table 1 and then click the Insert icon at the bottom of the screen. When this report was created, it was created with prompts. That way, when you go to insert this report into your spreadsheet, you will get the prompt selector dialog. Since this is budget to actuals, that's something that you would generally run at a cost center level and for a specific time frame. So let's enter some filters for this report to a specific company, Progress UK, a specific time, Q4, and then a specific cost center and GL account range. After entering your prompts and clicking OK, the report will run and the results will be put into the spreadsheet wherever your cursor was. In this case, our cursor was at the top in cell A1. Now I'll add a second sheet to this Excel workbook and add the second report. To do this, expand the Expense Trends Monthly Report to see all of the views associated with it, and this time we will choose Chart 1 instead of the table view. With your Excel cursor at A1, select the Chart 1 view and then click Insert. Enter your prompt values and click OK. On Sheet 3, let's add the GL Journals Detail Report. Let's format this view a little bit using the normal Excel functionality. Now for the last sheet, Sheet 4, let's add the Payables Expense Detail Report so we can see the supplier names and details of the expenses. Now I'll just quickly apply some formats to this sheet as well. For the Payables Expense Detail Report, we placed a Summary by Supplier view in cell A1, and you can see that now. Next, what we're going to do is place a detailed version of the same report starting in cell G1. This isn't something we would normally do, but it's just to show you that you can put any kind of view in a spreadsheet. You can put multiple views within a single worksheet as well. And here is your completed example with Summary by Supplier to the left and a Detail by Supplier and invoice number, invoice description details on the right hand side. Pretty cool. And we can start making this a bit more professional by renaming the tabs at the bottom to reflect the reports that we put in each of the tabs. Now let's go back to the first tab, Budget versus Actuals, and interact with this report a little bit. The original report filter, if you remember, was Data for Q4. What we want to do now is use the Edit Prompts functionality to edit those filters to run this for an entire year or 4 quarters. To do that, first click on the Edit Prompts option in the Oracle BI ribbon at the top, and then use the drop downs to modify your prompt values. Now we've added all 4 quarters from 2008 to our report. Click OK and see the results. So there you can see your updated results. The next step we'd want to do in this report is, what if we want to modify this report on the fly? Let's go and show you how to do that. The report I'd like to modify is on the AP Subledger Detail tab of this worksheet. So go to that tab and then we will click on the Detailed Report for Payables Expense Detail, and this time we will choose the Load View in View Designer option at the bottom right hand side of the screen. This is a common warning that comes up when you're creating or editing reports in Smartview, so you can just read it, see what it means, and then click OK and get past it. Here's a quick overview of the various options in the View Designer window. The view types at the top are used to select a report type like a pivot table, a table, or a chart. The display style is used mainly for differing chart types. In the page area, fields placed here will act as a drop-down at the top of a report, similar to the page items in an Excel pivot table. The sections, just like in a BI report, create a page break for all values in the field placed here. The row, column, and measure sections on the bottom work just like a pivot table, where rows appear in the row section, columns will appear across the top of your report, and measures fields here will be used for aggregation like sum, count, etc. Creating and updating filters are on the second tab called Define Filters. So that's how you would modify an existing report in Smartview. To start a new report, click on the Oracle BIEE add-in at the top of the screen and then select the View Designer option. This will bring you to a blank View Designer page where, just like creating any report in BI, the first thing you need to do is select the subject area in which you want to create the report against. In this case, let's go with the EBS R12 Accounts Payable subject area. Expand the folder for the EBS R12 Accounts Payable subject area, and you will see all of the facts and dimensions available for reporting in this area. Drag the fields from the subject area on the left into the area of the report in which you want to view them. Our report goal for this example is the same report we've used in our prior training sessions for creating reports, and it will be a simple supplier payments by quarter and payment term report. Now I'll just finish dragging and dropping the last columns for this report. Here's what we have so far. So we've selected a view type of pivot table, and we've selected for the page items or the top of the report an operating unit, which is similar to company. Across the row sections we will have the term name appearing. Across the top of the columns we will have year and quarter, and the measure we're going to be analyzing is the payment amount or amount column. Next we'll add some filters to this report on the Filters tab. To add a filter, find it in the presentation layer on the left. In this case we are grabbing the year value from the time dimension and drag that field into the Define Filters section at the top of the right-hand screen. Then use the drop-down arrow to apply your conditions and your filters. Next, I'll add a filter for the operating unit column. I'll include all operating units that begin with the word vision. Now there's our filter. You can see it's going to filter for the year equal to 2008 and for many operating units, all of which begin with the word vision. And there is your final product. It's a pivot table format, so you can see you can use the page items field at the top, which is defaulting to all operating units. Let's treat this like the spreadsheet that it is and change the page items to look at one specific operating unit. There is your report filtered for just vision operations. Now let's do a little housekeeping and rename our new page to have a proper name instead of sheet 7. Now what good would a report in Excel be if you couldn't refresh it from the data source? So let's go up to the top of the screen and hit the refresh option on this report. Choosing refresh will refresh just the active worksheet. In this case, let's refresh all workbooks in this spreadsheet. As the report's complete, you will see this summary message. Just click OK once they're complete. And as always, don't forget to save your work. In this case, you're just saving a spreadsheet, so save this spreadsheet to your local drive. Next time you open this spreadsheet, you will connect to Oracle BI with your username and password and just hit the refresh button to get the fresh data. Thanks for joining us in part 5 of the series OBIEE training for end users. This training was reporting in Excel using the Smartview add-in. Please join us for the 6th in our series, where we will teach users how to create the same types of reports but using Oracle's latest and greatest tool called Oracle Data Visualizations, or DV.